Hey folks, another quick video from Daddy Rabbit. Artificial intelligence. Oh, what's up, Bree? I'm so glad you're here. You're not showing up, but I'm glad you're here. Um, I've been looking at your content. It's wonderful. A steak. Well, I didn't do anything that good. I have laid in bed for about 4 days straight. Well, I don't have anybody to cook for, so it's just me, an army of one. So I ran over to this little deli and where I live, and they fix my dinner. I eat, and then I usually go home and crawl back in bed. In a couple hours, I'll be asleep. I must have been a bear in my former life, I'm guessing. But I want to talk about artificial intelligence. So I don't know if you know this or not, Bree, but uh, there's a app you can have that will put up a little avatar, and they're lifelike. And if you don't want to use your voice, it'll talk for you. So you don't even have to get in front of the camera. And I've noticed as of lately, I'm on the ABPV thing, the app. And I noticed they were posting pictures of young ladies, and they're not real. I mean, if you really look, they're not real. And that's scary. I mean, if I hadn't looked so hard, I wouldn't have noticed the girl that I was looking at wasn't a human being. And people today, uh, I mean, technology is cool. It is. I like it. But you could be done away with, like in social media, and people wouldn't realize that they're not looking at you, that they're just, it's artificial intelligence, and, you know, and you're not a real person. It's truly scary because before long, you wait and see, uh, that technology will be used for evil. And I'm sure it already is being used. But like I say, I was looking at well, I'll just say it, she's half dressed, and half dressed young lady, kind of a porno, not porno, but uh, close. And then when I got to looking at her hands, I could tell the picture wasn't real. It was AI. And that's truly terrifying. Because, like, if you were a leader of a country, let's say you've passed away or something, they could just put AI up and it'll say whatever they want it to say, and people will not know the difference. And or any other application. But see, to me, as a content creator, if I could, I'm not going to use the technology because I'm too lazy. So I could be artificial, and it could copy my voice, and I would never have to get back on camera again. Which it doesn't bother me. I know, like you say a lot of times you don't enjoy talking, and even as pretty as you are, you don't like being on camera and stuff. But uh, I think it's truly terrifying. And before long, of course, I've joked about this somewhat. Uh, they're working on androids, or I guess that's what you call them, and they're AI. And I've heard a lot of men say, as soon as they fix this problem or that problem, they'd quit dating the human race. They would rather date a machine as have a real life female in their life. And I hate to say it, I mean, I can understand it. I mean, because it'd be much quieter, but uh, technology's terrifying right now. And I'm not super well in comparisons. Well, most of you all are basically my age on here. I mean, I can remember when there was no such thing as central heating and air, and everybody had a rotary dial telephone, and I can remember black and white TV. Uh, so for us, technology has surpassed us many times, and I find it truly. Y'all don't need to see me. I find it truly as cool as it is. It's terrifying, and I think you're going to start seeing more and more. Well, I've seen commercials on the internet, and you know the person that's doing the commercial isn't real, and where they're fine tuning the technology. Before long, you won't know if you're looking at a person or artificial. You know, and I guess of course it would be cheaper to do artificial. You don't have to pay them. You know, and it could be a nice thing. I mean, you know, if you get it programmed the way you want, it'd be great. And people say, "Oh, you don't want to be that shallow." Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I can be that shallow. Uh, then I could have a girlfriend that likes to hike and fish and camp and do all the stuff I enjoy doing, and I don't have to get drugged to the store, you know, and watch her shop for 16 hours. I in my married career, I got sucked into Christmas shopping one time, and I said I'll never come back again. The dumbest. God, even now I think about it, it upsets me. You'd walk in a store and they'd have it whatever widget for $20. They'd check three other stores. You'd burn a whole lot of gas, go back to buy the one that was $20. Oh, that shit used to piss me off. Uh, but yeah, when they come up with an AI female that's self lubricating, I'll drop the coin. Uh, yeah, I will. And I say that jokingly a lot of times, but I'm dead serious. You know, uh, and like in this day and age, I've been watching a lot of creators talk about there's no incentive for men to be married anymore, and there's not. There's no incentive at all. Um, I bet you'll be tickled when they go home. I'll call you in a couple days. Be good, and I'm looking forward to Wednesday's content. Um, but uh, all right, Bree, be good. Love you, dear. Uh, there's no incentive to be married anymore as a man. Most most men will stick it out. If they commit to a woman, they'll stick it out. A woman, on the other hand, I think stays married long enough that she knows she gets half your shit and all your money. And divorce, if you got any age on you at all and you go through a divorce, it's almost impossible to recover. And it, yeah, if I could back up and go back and talk to myself, I wouldn't got married. No, because we didn't have kids. I was married 25 years. Man, I could have lived anywhere in the country. I could have done anything I wanted to do. I put my faith in a woman, and and I get it. You say, well, you know, people change. They do. Uh, but when you swear an oath before God, that's pretty stout, you know. And if you can break an oath to God, you know you can sure break one to a man. So I wouldn't remarry. There's no way. I think it's admirable when two people are out fooling around and they get pregnant and the guy will step up and marry her. But uh, even at and I think you should. Both people should, at that point should come together and raise a child. But women seem to think it's just okay to bleed a guy. And then God help you if you're famous or you've got money, because then they think they're entitled to half of that, and you're not. Uh, And child support, I think people ought to take care of their children, but my God. Mm. And you know what? I think with child support, it ought to be ran through the court. There ought to be something. You shouldn't be giving the other person the money because they can use it on anything they want. It should be spent on the child, you know. But I'm getting off topic. I was talking about AI. AI is terrifying. Um, and with the technology, with the green screens, and I mean, the present administration could come on with green screen and show you that DC's being attacked and they're declaring war on somebody. Well, everybody with a television would believe it because you could see it, and you wouldn't know any better. You know, there could be a coup, and they could tell you the president's been shot or something, and generate it with AI. You'd have no way to know. You know, technology is crazy. And people say, oh, people won't do that. People are evil. People will do whatever they want to do to get what they want. And so, where we kind of think it's cute and all that, it's not. And I was reading, I was reading an article probably 6 months ago. They were talking about SeaWorld. And SeaWorld has got AI, and in this auditorium or whatever you want to call it, movie theater, they could generate whales and sharks to float through the air, and they look real. And then as the article went on, it was a conspiracy theory, but it made sense. Um, then you know the military's got something better than SeaWorld. uh, you could generate UFOs in the sky, and people would believe it because they'd see it. Uh, you could do all kinds of things. And hi, Paula. And you wouldn't know any better. And then people would absolutely lose their shit. I personally look. Do I believe in UFOs? Sure. Uh, I'm not going to sweat it because if they can come here and do the things that everybody's always said they can do, they can wipe us off the planet. Now, granted, I mean, I'm not going to lay down and die, but I'm not going to be hysterical. You know, if I wake up and walk outside my fifth wheel and a flying saucer lands in my yard, I'm down. I'll shoot video. I will. But people, the sheep, are hysterical, and people are so easy to be led. And even preppers, I see preppers falling in the same category as the sheep. But AI, as fun as it is, and it is fun and it's cool, it will be used for evil. And as long as our government is allowed to pump propaganda onto us, you better believe they're going to use that. That'd be a good tool. And as soon as the Japanese or whoever's working on the artificial people, and they're hot. I mean, that one chick, I can't even think of her name. I say chick, it's a robot. She can talk and do all kinds of stuff. If it wasn't for the little blinky light on the side of her head, I don't know if you'd necessarily catch on right away. And I mean, they got to work out some kinks, but they're there. And they're going to do away with us. I mean, there's no doubt. But I mean, I guess you don't have to feed them. They can do all the same things we can do, and they can do it better. If I was the powers to be, I guess I'd rather be surrounded by AI than human beings, because human beings suck. I say a lot that I'd rather, if I never had to see another person and all I was around was animals, I'd be okay. But I realize that's not the norm. I've lived by myself almost 6 years, and I might come into contact with maybe one or two people a day, and that's of my choosing. Uh, you know, The big thing is, could you live on a deserted island? Sure, I sure could. It was hard when I first got a divorce, but now I enjoy it. I do. Uh, but everything about our lives is learned. You know, are people designed to be by themselves? Why not? I mean, we are social creatures, but uh, the older I get, the more I appreciate silence. And I mean that. So, getting off topic, I know. Get out, start Googling and start looking at what artificial intelligence is doing. And it's crazy. Like I say, I downloaded ABPV, Alpha Bravo Paul Victor, ABPV. And I don't have no idea what it's American something. I don't know what it stands for. And there's if it's not, well, I'd say softcore porn. It's chicks in little outfits and stuff, uh, banging little girls, and you get to look and you could, if you look real hard, you can tell a lot of times that's not a real person. Uh, I saw, and it had to be an AI. Uh, what is it called when you cut your head off with one picture and put it on another clip art or whatever? There was some girl, and her head just didn't match her body. And I got to looking, and I thought that's two different. It's a body and a head from two different people. And I'm one of these people. If I see a picture, I'll blow it up and look and see what's in the background. I just do that for fun. And you can tell they're in front of a green screen. You know, uh, the leaves are blowing this way, but their hair's blowing that way. Stuff like that. And I think, man, some dude is sitting in his mama's basement generating content that really doesn't exist and is making money. Well, kudos to him. But people are just not that observant. And I'm afraid as time goes on, uh, I'm pretty sure this is going to get worse, worse, and worse, and worse. And, you know, uh, so to me, if I can sit in front of a camera, I can put a different body on and it's synced into my voice, or even if it's not my voice. So uh, if I had some avatar on here for my head and can talk about anything, well, that means I can still be at home in bed when I upload this, and you'd think, or whatever you think it'd be live, and it's not. And to me, that's scary because when you can look at the ramifications of people that are truly important, presidents and generals and vice presidents and governors, and then you don't have any idea the amount of shit you're being fed. So, folks, y'all should really, really start looking at AI. Not that that's neat. That might be the end of us in a roundabout way. And I don't really think that's a conspiracy. You can see it happening. I've seen like I say, I've seen commercials. And I think that person's not real. It just something about it. You could tell they weren't real. And so, look at it like this. So, like, let's say you're Catholic, and the Pope is on television. Let's say, well, well as I do, if the Pope comes on an official level, every channel in the world is going to carry it. And you'd think you're listening to the Pope, and the Pope might tell you, I don't know, God spoke to him and he thinks all Baptists ought to be sacrificed. I don't know. You'd think the Pope's really saying it, and the Pope might not. The Pope could be in bed asleep. He'd have no idea. So you better be looking at artificial intelligence and looking at how it truly can affect your life. And then be careful when you're watching this stuff that you're actually looking at a human. I think so far it's not so clear yet that you can't tell. but it's close. It's close. So that's just my crazy thought of the day. But you know, it just blows my mind the amount of technology and humans. We are quite dumb. We are, and we think we're smart. We do. We think we're intelligent, and uh, the amount of stuff that's on the internet. And see, this is what scares me. All right. I'm not a computer person. I mean, I upload to here because it's like two buttons that I can put my content out. So, so for all you other people that can use Word and Excel or PowerPoint, and I cannot. It is above my pay grade. I don't understand it. I don't do it. It's not in my life. I don't have to learn how. Uh, I don't, and I don't have any desire to learn it. But for computer geeks that sit around and they love this, you better believe the. I would say the average computer nerd of 14 years old could fool about 90% of us with the technology that's out there. And I could listen. I can remember as a young adult, uh, my parents would always, uh, if y'all remember VHS, uh, they would use the remote and lock it up and put it on the blue screen. And they couldn't figure out why they kept putting it on the blue screen. And I would have to drive 3 or 4 miles, 2 or 3 times a day, to their house, hit one button on the remote, and get it off the blue screen, which used to drive me insane. So finally, I took white out and put a big old dot on the button and said, "Do not push this button. This button's what turns the screen blue. Don't touch it." Till now, like when I first, a year or two after I started uploading to YouTube, and listen, I've been on YouTube 12 or 13 years. If I wanted to go to a new platform, I went to a buddy's house. He had 3 daughters. I'd go sit in their room and I'd say, "Okay, this is the platform I want to go to." Set up my profile. I tell them what I'd want it to say, and they basically, like Instagram. I didn't know how to use Instagram, and they did it for me until I could sit around. I'd sit and watch them till I could do it. And of course, I'm the kind of person I can't read instructions and then figure I have to do it. And so they would sit and make fun of me, but show me how to upload Instagram. And I've only got one Instagram account still. Uh, I have 2 YouTube channels. One I do not use. Yeah, I've got it, but I don't use it. And then this one, and what else am I on? I'm on Clapper. I don't use it. And I'm on 2 or 3 things. But this is where I put my content. And I know how. And it's easy for me. But for people that actually can use the internet, and like I got an S20 Android. There's all kinds of things on this phone. I just don't know how to use them. And I bet I could fly to the moon with this phone, but I don't know how to do it. And the biggest thing is like that is the Bible verses popped up on my phone. I don't know if you can put that on a timer or not, because I wish I could. It comes up like 3 times a day, and if I'm doing something like this, then I have to X out. And God help me if I hit the wrong spot, because then it fills up my screen. But yeah. So for y'all that can use your phones and understand technology, wear it out. But I'm not the one. AI is going to fool so many people, and not in a good way. And then when they finally start mass producing the robots, I guess, I don't know, androids, whatever you want to call them, the chicks, our population will decline quickly. And it'll be my fault too, because I'll buy one, you know. But I just wanted to get on and talk about AI for a little bit, and hopefully you all will do your research because it's terrifying. If you really think about it, it's terrifying. It's as cool as it is, and it's cool. And I think there's a lot of silly things you could do with it and whatnot. But you can take something that's so innocent and put it in an evil person's hands, and it'll turn evil. And I do believe, and it might already be happening. I don't know. Maybe they've got the technology that can fool us already. I have no idea. But and I'd say they probably do. It's terrifying, and I just don't think people really take the time to think about it. Uh, it's kind of like the Schwarzenegger movie, Uh, I can't even think what it's called now. So one of you all know what it is, where he's an android and all that crap. But I think it's here finally, and we're taking up space, and they want to get rid of us. And I do understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. All we're doing is taking up space for the people that are smarter than us, that can really do something with the planet. Now, don't get me wrong. I say I understand it, and I agree with it to a point. Too bad. I'm going to stay till the Lord calls me home. And I don't think other people should get to make the decision who stays and who goes. But I understand the principle behind it all. Phew, that's a mouthful. But when you're all watching this tonight or tomorrow, get on there and Google and see, do a little studying on AI. And like I say, I wish I could think of the android's name, the girl that she's the first. And, you can, it's amazing how much she looks human, but by the same token, she's not. And the one thing that's, the android says, well, I don't have a soul. Well, they don't. But if they could download your memory into an android, and I don't see how that would be possible, but if they could, then how would you know which one of you is real? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because one of you isn't. But if an android thought it was me, that would be so confusing. I mean, one's got a soul, one doesn't. One bleeds, one does not. But think about that. That is so crazy. But I hope y'all get something from my crazy thoughts tonight. I just want to get on and share and give you something to look at, Hope you enjoyed it. I sat and thought about this all day, and I was looking at some stuff, and I just, on one hand, I think it's really cool. On the other hand, it's absolutely terrifying. But I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. You got Christmas coming up. Spend it with somebody you care about. It doesn't have to be family. And let me get that off. That was scripture. You don't have to spend it with family. Spend it with somebody you like. But enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Keep your head above water. Stay healthy. That's really the only message I've got. But I just want to put this up and give y'all something to really, really think about. And like I say, in my opinion, on one hand, it's super cool. On the other hand, it's super insane. Anyway, folks, more videos coming soon. God willing, and the creek don't rise. That is my 2 cents. Please remember, your glass is always half full and never half empty. Keep praying for me. I'll keep praying for you all. I hope y'all really did have a good Thanksgiving. I love y'all. Bye bye.